All right, so this is probably brought to you by Makwa Ginger Honey Chip, the best ginger chips in the whole wide world. 862-215-2007. 862-215-2007. And the same way in Ghana, you can have the same product in a bottle like this. It's just the packaging that is different in Ghana, and the packaging is 0277609644. So I promise you that for the sake of the question that I seen asked, I was going to treat a topic to that effect. So if we are here, the topic is how to choose a woman as a wife. That's all. And how to allow yourself to be chosen as a wife. And so if you were not here in the morning, it was by popular request. So I don't want to struggle to have everybody coming to learn something. Because this evening exactly at 11 p.m., I'm doing adult content, viewer's choice on Red Light, UTV. And that one, we're going to learn a lot of sexual content as well. But this one is how to choose a wife. And we are having solidly an hour discussion in a 15 minutes questions time. I might not be able to treat all. I will do part 1 and part 2, part 3, part 4. Let me say a big welcome to all of you, especially my viewers on YouTube and on Facebook. Not forgetting those of you on TikTok. Can we start sharing as we go? So we are talking about how to choose a life partner as a wife. And I thought the time was 6 years, but nobody reminded me, and I had too much to do. But I thought that let me do an hour, 15 minutes for those who might be interested. So if you are here, thank you. It means that you were here in the morning. And I'm looking at those who are coming. And, this is by popular request. So we're talking about how to choose a wife. How to choose a wife. So these are for men, and then how to be chosen as a wife. So the question is how to choose a woman as a wife. And that is the game for tonight. I have another show again, exactly at 11 p.m. on the Red Light Show. That's seriously adult content. So wherever you are, share and invite somebody. I'm here. Can we go together? Where's Alima? Look for Alima and tell Alima Counselor is here. I know Abna is busy, but she'll come up very, very soon. Probably by this time, I know you're closing. All of them will come very, very soon. So it's going to be a full house, and we'll do it as quick as we can. So the first question is, we want to find a way to understand how to choose a wife. So there are two forms of this conversation. There is the part of the one that must be chosen. So I call it preparing to be chosen. And there's a part that tells you that how to choose. So one is preparing to be chosen, and the other is preparing to choose. So there are two different discussions that we're going to break them into two and have it as simple as it is. So the man is choosing. So the man is preparing to choose. The woman will be chosen. So the woman is preparing to be chosen. So it's two different things altogether. I hear a song in my head. And, I don't know if it's a patriotic song or it's a love song or it's Munchendi. Asedani na yewudi Jesus me boltentin minyame aye na yewudi Jesus mako chemni mabangesi diwo Onyamini awaye dosu wadum tina yetiasi asidani na yewudi Jesus yebekani awaya chirama Jesus Yebebohudin meura da makun chemne ma bai kesi niwo. Well, when a song comes into my head, I gotta sing it because I love music. And I think that I am good at singing, so I don't struggle to sing. Once again, let me welcome all of you to the School of Marriage and Relationship. Tonight, our topic is very simple, by popular request. How to accept as a woman to be a wife. Is God coming? I don't know. How to choose a woman as a wife. And because we don't have all the time, already we've done 8 minutes already. I'm seriously timing myself. Hopefully I will do 1 hour 15 minutes. Any question you have, wherever it gets to, and my boss comes, we'll start a questioning time. But I want to plead with you to share the page. Akosia Aid, thank you for being here. Akwete, thank you for coming. I greet you too. I please want you to share this educational material to all the friends and loved ones. Good. Let me also correct this negative poster that is going around. There was a poster that was released by GhanaCelebrity.com. I hope it is pulled down now. It's no more there. There was a wrong post that they did about me concerning the comments that I gave as a result of the young man who loosely spoke on radio about having sexual intercourse, defilement with an age 14 girl from class 6 throughout the completion of her education. There is a post that is running out there. Duncan Williams should also be arrested for confessing to be a former armed robber. Councillor Luton blasts Ghana police over the arrest of a man who banged 14-year-old people. This is a false news. And most of you might have seen this post. If you can see it, this post. So I called the writer and I'm giving him 24 hours to render unqualified apology to me, pull down the post, use the same font size, use the suit I'm wearing, the same background, and write the same story. That sorry, Councillor Luton never said this. Apologies to Archbishop Duncan Williams and to Ghana Police Service, and a story should follow. If they don't do, I will not take them to court, but I'll deal with them front and back. Because you cannot go and hear what I said and write what you think. I called the editor, the senior managing editor. He said, no, I didn't say that, but because I said people who are confessing in churches, the police must follow and go arrest them now. That is why he wrote that. But he said, Councillor Luton, Duncan Williams should also be arrested for confessing to be a former robber. Councillor Luton. Blast Ghana police. I never blast Ghana police. So this is what they do to us. And at the end of the day, we become victims in the eyes of innocent men and women. Archbishop Duncan Williams is a very good spiritual father and a leader over me. I am able to get clearance and audience to go before him. And somebody will write such a lie. Maybe he has seen it. And he will ask his people to ask me, or will not even query me at all. And will keep it. So I am not afraid. I don't fear the truth. But I'm very careful because I am well cultured and well trained. So GhanaCelebrity.com, any of you who have seen this post on GhanaCelebrity.com, I am not here to give them popularity. But I called the owner of the page. He has apologized verbally to me on phone. We've spoken to the editor, and the truth is that the editor must pull down these posts immediately. And when he pulls it down, he has to do a rejoinder, the same font size, the same headline, with my same suit that he has taken my picture without my consent, and render unqualified apology to me and to Archbishop Duncan Williams and Ghana Police Service, because this story is false. And I have repeated myself because I am very gentle and very calm and very nice. If you know me, you know I'm very calm. People who make me angry, they know that when they have made me angry, I am angry. But even that, I still cooperate and control myself in my anger. So followers of Councillor Lutrot, GhanaCelebrity.com, the news on the front page is false. I don't know if it's still there, but anybody can cross-check and help me out because I am live here. That GhanaCelebrity.com, GhanaCelebrity.com page, whether the story they wrote about me is still there. If it's there, we'll see what we can do about it. But I just spoke to them about an hour ago, and they are expected to pull down that negative story they wrote about me. So if you find it there, don't hesitate, because you don't make wrong enemies for me through your page. I think I can't find it, but I want to encourage those of you who can find it. In case you chance on anyone, let me know. It's not there, but I'm expecting the report that came out to still go ahead and do justice to the story that they wrote that is not true. GhanaCelebrity.com must do what is right, and Mauli must do what is right. How to choose a life partner. I'm ever ready to hear you out on today's topic. I can't wait. Thank you. I'm grateful. Very, very grateful. And once you have come, please hit the screen and let's do it together. The story is Councillor Lutrot Duncan Williams should also be arrested for confessing to be a former armed robber. Councillor Lutrot blasts Ghana police over arrest of man who banged 14-year-old people. And that is a false news. I have not said that. I won't say that. I can't say that about the Archbishop. Archbishop Duncan Williams is a spiritual father for all those of us who came to meet him. We work with him in different levels. He's done a lot for the body of Christ. And I've not even heard his confession before. And I don't care about his confession. But this story from GhanaCelebrity.com is false. So I've asked them to pull it down immediately and apologize by writing in the same font size with the same picture on the same story, so I don't do what must not be done. I believe that this will not serve as a deterrent for anybody. But we are all in the media space. So there are things that we don't rush to take each other to court. We have a gentleman agreement. I think he's pulled it down. What is left is he has to. Mauli. Daita. Mauli agreed again. I just wanted to check if you put the story down, please. I wanted to check if you've been able to pull the story down, please. You've written what to check what? Sorry, I didn't hear that. You edited it to reflect what I said. But we have to apologize for the first one you wrote, as I said, please. I don't want to man my relationship with your boss because the first one you wrote has brought a lot of trouble to my brand. Because the office of Archbishop Duncan Williams has called me and I said they are pulling down the story and a rejoinder will be made. We are all in the media for that matter. I don't want to start a media war. So I asked that story you wrote with my picture and everything to be rewritten so that when they see the post, yes, so be rewritten in terms of the same font size and apology rendered to Archbishop Duncan Williams and the Ghana Police Service, please. That's what I told Chris. Let's be fair to each other. I mean, we are not supposed to wash our dirty linen. I don't have any dirty linen at the moment, and I don't want to create one. And Chris is a very good friend. He knows. That's why I called him first. So Mauli, I want that done. I think I'm not asking more so that Duncan Williams will realize that I am not lying. I need that corrected. So whatever you have posted, I don't worry. But whatever you have posted, I'm expecting that correction is done immediately. Please. So what we do to the first one that you wrote that didn't happen? But no, there's the headline. You see, Mauli, if you want to justify it, you want us to make ourselves dirty. Is that what you are saying? Because I thought there was an understanding. You edit because if you said Duncan Williams should also be arrested for confessing to be a former armed robber. Dash Councillor Luton blast Ghana Police Service. I have not blasted Ghana Police Service anywhere. I have not said Duncan Williams should be arrested. I have not said that. None of the videos did I say that.
What he said was, not Ghana Police Service for the arrest.
I did what? I said what? I never blasted Ghana Police anywhere. In what video? In what audio, please? What do you call blast? I didn't blast them. I've never said it anywhere. I was doing what? I was doing what, sorry? I never cast any assertion. My statement was straightforward that if Ghana Police have followed the clarion call from people to go and arrest, then they should be ready that when people confess in churches, they will arrest them. Is that a blast? The videos are there. I record myself anytime speaking. When you say you've done it to reflect what I said, what of the first one you wrote that was not what I said? That has created a negative image for me. Come again. Come again. You say what? Extrapolation by you, but I didn't say that. The headline means I said that. Mauli, why do you want us to start this? But that was the headline was clear. I have it in front of me, unless I don't know how to read. And I sent it to your boss. Duncan Williams should also be arrested, unless I do how to read. For confessing to be a former armed robber. Councillor Lutrot blast. I mean, why? I didn't say that. Why is it? But Mauli, so you want us to go this target? Is that what you are saying? No, I don't think you are being fair. No, what you are starting, I don't like. Writing about me, writing. That's my picture. You're taking my picture, writing about me, and I believe that is a page that your boss owns. And I'm saying what you've written, I don't like what you have written because it's not reflecting what I said. Pull it down. Then you say you have edited it to post again.
No,
I mean, what? So what happens to people when the first one you wrote that you call it a speculation or extrapolation? The first one you wrote, that is what they have in their office now. The Archbishop office, that is what they have. And I'm saying that pull it down, write a new one that Councillor Lutua never said this. Why are you doing this? And you have too many stories to write. So why do you want to do this?
So what do you want that to go down, or you want that?
I want the article down, and I want a rejoinder that I never said that. I've never blasted Ghana police, and I've not called them to go and arrest Archbishop Duncan Williams.
So what I can do is that
But you cannot write to say that I didn't say that. You can't do that. Is that what I'm saying? You can't do it. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? All right. So I'll get your boss. Don't worry. All right. I mean, I don't. Why do you have to even write about me? So don't be silly. Don't be silly. Charlie, don't be silly. Mauli, don't be silly. I talk about people. Whatever I say about people. What you wrote about me, is that what I said? Young man, don't be silly and tell me I talk about people. Mauli, don't tell me I talk about people. Don't tell me I talk about people. So you should write silly things about me. What are you talking about? What are you saying? No, you've written something wrong about me. I'm talking. Say I talk about people. Do you understand what you just said? Yes. Is it my fault to write about me? You're writing something wrong about me. Pull it off and apologize. You say you won't do. And I'm asking you, say because I talk about people. What are you doing? What's the meaning of that? So if it's the media, you should write something wrong about me. So why are you pulling it down? It's a matter of what? It's a matter of what? You told me that you said you have rewritten it. That's what you just told me. So what happens to what you wrote that I didn't say? That's my problem. And I'm saying, when you take it down, what I have not said, what happens to that statement? Well, you don't get my conversation. And you say you cannot do that. And that's why I asked that, then why do you write about me? They say I talk about people, so you can talk about me. That's your right. You see, I mean, I believe in relationship. You see, I believe in relationship. You are working. No. Mauli, you've done something that is affecting my brand. And politely, I've walked to you. I walked to your boss. I say, pull it down. And then in the same font size in the post, so that Duncan Williams' team and the IGP will see that I didn't say that. Now you say you've corrected it, but you cannot pull everything about me off. But make sure that what you wrote, to let them know that I didn't say that. And you say you can't do it. You say you can't do it. All right, pull my image off from your system. And I'll take my next action. All right, sorry, let me do my topic. My time, I've taken part of your time. Sorry. I've taken 27 minutes of the time. I wanted this on record. And from tomorrow to throughout the weekend, whatever will happen, all I need is that they will do the right thing. So it was a wrong image. And when I said that they should pull it off, he's going to correct. You see, so in the first place, you know that there's a right thing I said, but you posted the wrong thing. You understand? You posted the wrong thing. You see how they do their things. So that is what I record myself every time. This GhanaCelebrity.com, yes, Alima, the life, a celebrity's life, but you have to always be on guard because they might just say what you have not said, and then it goes against you. This is going to go into the archives. How many people have recorded it? How many people have picked up the what do you call it? The story. And I've asked him to pull it off. To pull it off. And he's telling me that I don't talk about people. You see their mind. So they also want to talk about me. But I talk about people the way I want to talk about them. And I don't slander anybody. That is why nobody. So Councillor Lutrod blasts Ghana police over arrest of man. I've not done that. So I say you should pull everything off. He has gone to rewrite. So someone would think that there's another story. Do you get a picture? Why is he on? Edmani Ayacho, 24 years. We'll deal with it. He doesn't want a gentleman agreement and a gentleman movement. So I will do it the way. But you all see the results. Everybody out. By all means, everybody out. Why? All right. Yanko. Thank you very much, Lima. Thank you, rich wife. So how to choose a woman as a wife? The first thing is that if there's anything that one will look for, one must look for a wife. And when one is looking for a wife, one must always look for a wife in a woman. The reason why I'm saying look for a wife in a woman is when you don't look for a wife in a woman, you will find yourself in the wrong position. So I'm happy to say that you have to look for a wife in a woman. And most of us are looking for wives. So how do I get a wife in a woman? What is the mode of choosing a wife? So that is where we are today. So choose a wife for yourself, or choose a husband for yourself. I'm going to take this lecture in two folds. The first one is going to be, the first lecture is how to choose and how to be chosen. So there are two. How to choose and how to be chosen. So usually, anytime we go through the tangent how to choose, we always have something that we talk about. My God. Sorry, I lost concentration because I wanted to check that the guy has, the new one he has posted. I was just about to capture it. And unfortunately, he has pulled that one down right now. So my story is no more there. But I'll make sure that they correct the other one. It was a echo. Or if you, I mean, now one year is here. 1 year is here. Otewana Sabio, a Jimmy Phobide, Osika Jananka. To one champion. I'm going to say, you didn't answer your idea. Yans answer down. All right. So, Yanko, what is the meaning of choosing or to choose? My question to those who have appeared and for the topic for today, how to choose a woman as a wife. So the first thing is that if you want to look, if you're looking for a wife, then you need to have the desire of being a man. Because when it comes to choosing is an act of selecting. When we are talking about a man going to choose a wife. The word choose is a word that everybody has a meaning to. And the meaning is to pick out or to select. So in this particular context, we are saying that how to select a woman as a wife. So there are so many ways of selecting. But remember, one can only make a choice or choose out of some things or a number of things, not just when there is one. So Adam never chose a wife. May I repeat? Adam never chose a wife, because there was only one woman available, and the one woman was handed over to Adam. So Adam had no choice. When more women came, then he had a choice. So after Eve, Adam married another woman. But I'm saying that for a man to choose a woman as a wife, the first thing a man needs is to be a man. Because if you are looking for a woman to be a wife, you cannot be a woman to look for a woman to be a wife. So you have to be a man. So you look for a woman to be a wife. So keep this statement. Boys don't marry because it is good for boys to be alone. But it is not good for a man to be alone. So anytime you see a 60-year-old person who has not married and they are alone, they are boys. So by that statement, it means that when you grow and you don't marry, then you are dying as a boy and not a man, because men choose women as wives. And the Lord God formed the man out of the dust of the ground, breathed into his nostrils, and he became a living being. And when the Lord God created the things and wanted man to name the things, he saw that it was not good for the man to be alone. The only person that even never went through the stages as we grow was Adam. He was created as a man. He didn't go through infant, child, teenage, adolescent, a man, and become a husband. He was a man. Every gender, we have only two genders, a male and a female. The rest, take it. So if there is a male and a female, then there's a man and there's a woman. So when we are discussing within the context of our topic today, how to choose a woman as a wife, the chooser is the man. So a man prepares to choose, and a woman prepares to be chosen. Whatever goes into the preparation to choose for a man is different from what goes into the preparation of a woman to be chosen. So there are a lot of boys walking in town. Be a man to choose a woman as a wife. The factors that qualifies a man is higher and louder than age. Because it's factual that from teenage you hit adolescence by the anatomy of your bone. We will say scientifically that you have left adolescence after your 20s and you are now in a full-blown man or a full-blown male. That's the right word. You are now a male, a full-blown male, because you have gone through the transitions. So a male is a man. A male is a being that has gone through the transitions. And by virtue of some development that bring his masculinity out, we will call him a man. So age is a factor for a man. A baby cannot be called a man, but can be called a male. So a male and a female, the basic distinction between them in the medical corridors are their genitals. I don't know who's not getting me. So when we deliver a baby at a ward, in a theater or in a delivery bay, all we do is to carry the child and show the genitalia to the mother. When there is a bolo hanging, the mother knows it's a male. When there's nothing hanging, the mother knows it's a female. When you go and do ultrasound, the only way we know that the baby in your womb is a male or a female is by the genital. When it's hanging, we say it's a male. When we don't see anything hanging, we say it's a female. So we have made a lot of mistakes as stenographers behind the ultrasound machine. When you have a baby that is covering their genitals, once we don't see the genitals, we assume they are female. This is all we are doing. It's not magic. Even the 3D, if the baby decides to cover their private parts, it will be difficult for you to see the structure of a newborn as a neonate or a fetus in the making of a baby as a male or a female. So, by gender disparities, a man must prepare to choose a woman as a wife. One of the basic things that qualifies one to be a man is when a man is able to respond to the ability in him, called responsibility. Hit your screens and let's share. Let's hit and go ahead. Thank you for coming. So if you are able to respond to the ability in you, then you are called a man. So back again to the origin of marriage, where marriage started and failed. Mind you, in the morning I told you, anybody who marries and divorces, your divorce cannot define who you are in society. The fact that your marriage never worked doesn't mean you are a wrong person, a bad person, and you are not a good wife, or you are not a good man, or a good husband. Divorce doesn't define you as a bad person, a good person, or a wrong person. As for divorce and break out of marriages, it is a sign that the person who have left the marriage is sensible enough to determine what is right and what is wrong when it comes to the state in marriage. So rather, sane people, sane men and women that are sane are those who request for divorce. So don't ever degrade, insult, underlist, underrate a divorcee. They are not third-class citizens. As a matter of fact, in the marriage industry, divorcees are supposed to be more recognized than those of us who have not attempted divorce before. It's a deep decision to make. So when the Lord God saw that it was not good for the man to be alone, he took a decision that there's nothing that the man can choose from unless he makes something suitable for the man. So if you read it carefully, Bible says that, and the Lord God tested the ability in the man by bringing to the man the things he has created for him to name it. And for every name that Adam called the things, God accepted it to be so. So God accepted it. For Adam met a dog and said, you shall be called a dog. You shall be called a cat. You shall be called a mouse. You shall be called mosquito. Every name that Adam gave, God accepted it. And that is the proof of how responsible the man that was ready for a wife was. And the Lord God put him in charge of the garden. So man was in charge. For you to have the desire, the taste to choose a wife or to choose a wife out of a woman, you need to have the ability to name and to be in charge of a garden. So boys, don't marry. Because if you cannot provide shelter for yourself, if you cannot feed yourself 3 square meals plus snack, when you have the desire to marry, remember that it's a demonic attack on your personality as a man. Marriage is not the continuation of manhood. It is the start of a manhood. When you marry, your gender is properly defined in the contextual creation therapy. So when Adam finished naming the things in the garden, then God saw how responsible Adam has become. And for that matter, decided to make for Adam a suitable helper. Bible says that when Adam named the things, he said, and but for Adam, there was no suitable partner. But for Adam, there was a male dog, there was a female dog, there was a male cat, there was a female cat. But for Adam, there was no suitable partner. So any normal human being who has grown as a male and has chosen an animal to be their partner and a wife has a mental deficiency and need counseling and mental orientation. Any man that has chosen a non-living thing or an animal or a car, a house, an asset, this is my wife. Education is my wife. My degrees are my wife. Has a mental deficiency and needs help from a counselor who is vested in managing cognitive disorder. 0277 609 604. Available is George Lutros. Because God made it clear that but for Adam, he had no suitable partner among the animals. So when you marry a man who chooses his dog over you, he needs counseling because he has a mental deficiency. When you marry a man who chooses his car over you, he has a mental deficiency. When you marry a man who chooses his children over you, he has a mental deficiency. Because the choice of a man in life is not his children, it's not the animals, it's not the things, but the wife. And because God wanted to prove to Adam that you cannot make a choice, but I will bring you something that is suitable by the way I have seen you naming the animals. He refused man from making a choice in the creation of what he wanted to give man. Oh, you are not getting the picture. We are too fortunate now, and we are still not making choice, because Adam and the Lord God put a deep sleep on Adam, and Adam slept. And while Adam was asleep, the Lord God removed one of his ribs and replaced it with flesh, covered the space with flesh, and molded and made out of the rib a female suitable for Adam. So when it came to Adam, he didn't have a choice of selection, but had a choice to admire what God has made out of him for himself. And Adam proved it to God. When sin entered the garden and Adam lost his connection with the Creator and was hiding and naked, when God asked him, "Why have you disobeyed what I asked you not to?" he said, "The woman you gave me." Adam proved to God that I never had opportunity to choose, but I was at your beck and call that you chose what was suitable for me. But Adam forgot that even though he claims that the woman that God gave him, when God paraded the woman before Adam, it was Adam who said, "This is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. She shall be called a woman." It was not God who said it. So when Adam spoke to God that the woman that you gave me, God just molded a woman that Adam had not seen before. There was no animal in the garden that has resemblance to the woman. The only thing was that there were animals that were female. So Adam knew that there is a male and there is a female, but he saw something that looked like him but had different spots. There was a breast, there was a butt, there was a Coca-Cola shape, there was a front forehead that never looked like his forehead. The anatomy and the formation of what God paraded in front of Adam was not like him. But he realized that something has gone out of him. He has given out something to get what is coming. So he said, "This is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. She shall be called a woman." And the Lord God said, "For what you have said, and for this reason that you have recognized that this is bone of your bone, this is flesh of your flesh, that carries a stomach and has a backless with an oil and gas in the making," because he saw the oil and gas. For the reason of the description, a man shall live. Listen, a man shall leave the father and the mother, a man leaves, a woman doesn't leave, but is given. Don't be confused. I'll repeat.
We are not.
A man cannot receive a wife with his family. Because a man will leave his family to receive a woman from his father. That is why every time a man wants to marry, he waits for the bride. No bride waits for the groom. And no mother can ever hand over a daughter to a man. It's a curse. So is it a curse for a woman's mother's brothers to hand over a daughter to a man? There's a protocol that cannot be broken. So the basic requisition of a man to make a decision to choose a woman as a wife is to be responsible, to respond to the ability in him, to prove to himself and the world that he's capable of naming the things that is around him and can name even the woman that is brought as a woman, a man with a womb. Mind you, the command to love your wife was as a result of the love of man was for things. And it's part of the reason why God put a deep sleep on man, for a man to learn how to choose a wife. You need to learn how to sleep. When I'm saying sleeping, I'm not saying have sex with a woman before you marry her. That's not what I'm talking about. But if you have the desire to marry, the next thing you need to do is to discover to recover. Remember, discover to recover. In growing from zero to where you are that you want to become a man, let there be a discovery for recovery. Discover to recover. Discover to recover. Anytime you want to learn, the biggest thing you can learn is the ability to discover. God is not giving anybody a new thing, but has made provision for everything we need and has planted whatever we need in a position that when we discover, we can recover. So watch it. The ability to produce fruit is in every seed, but the process is that the seed will become a tree, and when it becomes a tree, it brings out a fruit. And the Lord God has put that in every seed. So in every seed there is a forest. So the responsibility of a man to discover is to make a forest, is to make a garden out of a forest. I repeat, when a man is given a forest, he is supposed to turn it, replenish it, and make the forest a garden. Every plant can grow. Every plant, every grass, every tree can grow in a forest. Because a forest is a bush that is unkept. A garden is a tree taking care of forest. So when a forest is taken care of, it is no more a bush or a forest, but it is now a garden. And it is very expensive to take care of a garden, because when you see the grass are green in a dry season, it is money that is running. Somebody is paying for water bills to make the grass greener. So you cannot make a decision that I want to marry, and you will not discover whether you are a male that is responsible So the next thing is discover to recover your potential as a man. Because marriage is not a continuation of a man's life. It's the beginning of a man's life. When a man has never married before, he doesn't know the beginning of life. Now, if you are cohabiting with a woman, among all men, you are miserable. You don't know what it is to be a white husband. Oh my God, what's the time now? We've done just 58 minutes. That's 30 minutes gone. Hear this again. Discover to recover. Point number 3. As you discover to recover whether you are a male and a man that can be able to marry, when you discover and you recover, in your discovery, point number 4, push yourself into the expedition to the family's kingdom. Expedition to the family's kingdom. What does it mean? In your discovery, there are different things you have to look for. And one of them is called expedition to the family's kingdom. Who am I? Where am I coming from? Who are my parents? Which lineage am I coming out from? Am I from the Yoko? Am I coming from the Asum? Am I coming from the Dangbe? Am I coming from which parts of the Volta region? Discover. The father you are born in Accra, and you are able to say that I am called Ayivi, but I have not been to my hotel before. I am from Kwating, but I don't know where I'm coming from. I am called Livingston, but I don't know where I'm coming from. It's a display of your family tree. And that is not just a nuisance to the family you want to build, but it brings a lot of negative subjection to you. So one, remember, discover to recover. And in your discovery, do what I call expedition to the family's kingdom. Know where you are coming from. Know where you are coming from. Because when you know where you are coming from, then you will know where you can go and where you cannot go. Know what the family doesn't need and build what you want on what they don't need. So to choose a wife out of a woman, discover yourself, know the family you belong to. And women, hear this. Any man that comes and wants to marry you and have no connection with the father, never agree to marry such a dog. Marry a wolf. Because stray dogs settle everywhere. Wolves are very focused. There can be 400 wolves. A wolf will stick to one woman for the rest of their life. They believe in family. Know the family you belong to. I'm a Gan. What are the traditions of a Gan? Traditions means trades, trade in action. Traditions is a practice. What do we trade? What are the trade of the Gans? What are the trade of the Akans? What are the trade of Ewes? See our mistake. Your mother is an Ewe. Your father is a Gan. But because your mother refused to see your father, you are living like an Ewe. And you want to go out and behave, and your bride price should be paid as an Ewe. whilst you are not. So to go and choose a woman, you need to prepare. Discover the family you belong to. Hear what they don't want. Don't take to them what they have told you they don't want. We don't want errors in our family. Don't say you are the one who's going to change the status quo of the family. No, don't try it. They don't want errors. Leave them like that. When they don't want errors, leave them. Don't go and try their patience. Don't go and try their impatience. So if you want to go and choose a woman as a wife, which is the right thing to do, discover the family you belong to. Next point, count the cost in choosing a woman to be your wife. Count the cost. He said, if a man wants to build a house, the first thing the man needs is to count the cost. Every house can be built. But remember, a man builds a house. A woman develops a home. So the fact that you can sleep in a house with no roof doesn't mean somebody's innocent daughter will also love to sleep in a house with no roof. So count the cost. As a matter of fact, in counting the cost or knowing how it means or what it means to be adding another mouth to your mouth, the only way you can be financially stable and sound is to be gainfully employed and be employable. Be gainfully employed and be employable. If the fact is, don't make a mistake. Don't make a mistake. And the mistake I'm talking about is not just be employed, be employable, and you too become an employer. So you can set up a business for yourself. But make sure that the business you are setting for yourself can generate an income that can feed you and others. So be employable. Be gainfully employed. Have work to do. Never marry if you don't have work to do. Don't ever think of choosing a woman as a wife when you are not gainfully employed. When you are doing your national service, don't be a foolish boy to go and marry because you are a boy. When you are leaving the house and your parents are giving you transportation to go for your national service, don't have the desire to choose a wife. Don't choose a wife on campus. Don't blend education and relationship, because as you grow, changes will affect your taste. So in your discovery, be gainfully employed and be employable. Why employable? In case anybody chooses you, or anybody gives you the opportunity to choose them as a wife, or anybody rather selects you as their worker, in case they sack you or lay you off, you should be employable. You should not lose your job and stay home for the next 1 year because nobody wants to employ you. So be employable. Choose a career that can give you employment. Choose a career that you'll be happy to be a hot cake in terms of employment. Work on your gifts and talents within your ability. Work hard. If you want to sing like Shatta Wale, go ahead. If you want to rock like Stonebwoy, go ahead. If you want to be the Sarkodie because you have the talent, go ahead. If you want to be the Joe Metals, go ahead. Be gainfully employed. And when you become gainfully employed and you start work, be educated, both formal and informal. Which means whatever form of education you choose can affect your choice of choosing a life partner, specifically a wife. Mind you, in all these connections, one of the things you should not lose fact about is that as you are growing in age, that is when you become a man, because you are not like Adam. There is a process of making you a man. And in this process of making you a man, there is a stage that is meant to marry. So in all that you are getting, in all your training, your formal education, your non-formal education, remember, the next thing that you need is age. Oh, as for a man, you can marry at any time. After all, what is it? It doesn't matter. You don't have any biological clock ticking. And what? No. You have, but you don't know. Every man must marry after 30 years of age. So age is a factor in preparing to choose a woman. And mind you, a man must be older than a woman 3 years minimum, 7 years maximum. So when you are 30, the young lady can be 27. So a man must go and choose a woman as a wife when he is 30. And ideally by 30 years, you should be able to be capable of feeding yourself 3 square meals plus snack and provide a befitting shelter for us, not for you. I'm not talking about a single room with 4 curtains divided into 2. Obey the wind, chamber and a hall. Why you have a single room like my room here and you divide it with a curtain and make it a chamber and hall? So when the wind blows, we see your chamber. As a matter of fact, there are no chairs. You open the 4 curtain and hold it with pegs. And you create an A-line for a chair with Tikopot television. It is an easy way of having sexual intercourse with young girls who enter your room, because the only available place to sit is the bed. Now you have even young girls and young boys who don't even have bed. They put their mattress on the floor and they are very comfortable. They don't buy bed. So as you transcend to this level, you've gone through education 30 years. And mind you, watch it here. If you go through the formal education, for example, to the university level, in the dispensation of the age that we enter in school in this part of our world, age 6, class 1. So ideally by age 24, if all things being equal and you don't have any repetition to do, you'll be graduating with 1st class, 2nd class, 3rd class, 5th class from the university, any of the university that you have studied a 4-year program. Mind you, in our country, Ghana, after your 4 years at age 24 or 25, you are supposed to serve the nation 1 year. So you're going for national service for 1 year. That will push your age to 26. If it's not all that rosy for you, 27. Whilst you are doing your national service, you are not qualified for employment because work experience is part of your entry requirement to be employed. So you might do a 1 year. When you end and you are fortunate, the place you had your national service might have gone to seek for people to come and be employed, because they might be having shortage of staff, redundancy, retirement. So you fit in for them. But where you don't find yourself this opportunity, that during your national service day, a particular accountant died, and he's going to be buried exactly when your national service is over. And for that matter, you are the automatic replacement of the man who died. If you are not fortunate, my brother, you can finish your national service at age 26. And it will take you the next 4 or 5 years to look for an employment that is befitting to your status and to your degree that you are having. It's one thing to be employed, and it's one thing to be paid according to your employment. So your national service will end, your employment national service might end at age 27. Don't marry when you secure job. One of the biggest mistakes a man can do to his life is to find employment and marry. You are wicked to creation. Immediately you are employed, you are married. I don't want to sing. So when I graduate from school, the first thing is I want to marry, and you don't have what it takes to pay for utilities, take care of somebody's daughter. Awadi enya miawedi na mhwe. Awadi enya abrabo ahyase o, enya abrabo nto aso kafra, abrabo ahyase. Enti wo hye bra na ase a no awale. Na kai se abrabo a wo hye ase a, wo na wo to ama obi adi ese be hye ho akonma. Dwen. Ye fa Yesu wale. Ma fa Yesu abo membo. Fa ne bo ye fa ne wale. Ese ye fa Yesu din ento sichire. Yemfa Yesu din to sardine, yemfa Yesu din to gas, yemfa Yesu din ento LPG, yemfa Yesu din bia enkonko to fuel. Empo ne dey atoka. Emiano, me dey see her in the next 1 minute. So you need to prepare before you make a choice. When you are not prepared, don't go and choose any woman and come and think that she's your bad luck. Don't go and choose any woman and come and think that she's the reason why ever since you married her, things are not going right. No. Are you prepared for the second month? Married, you have felt your shelter. It's a single woman that will live by single people. So why? The young lady lives in a nice place. She has rented a nice single room, which is the room is very big. And so I'm marrying her. And thinking of we live in this nice environment and nice house to go and rent again. Let's talk to your landlord. So I pay the next year and let's live in this place. This is a stupid man, not a qualified husband. Why am I saying that? I go to most of my girls and their houses, they are rented single room, self-contained. Very nice. But it is meant for a single girl or a single boy. So you enter the compound and everybody in the 12 rooms are all singles. Recently, I chanced that there was another one that has just come to join and she's not single. She has just delivered and she's come to live with her husband. And it's been difficult for them in that house. Because right now, a lot of things are happening. And it is boys, boys, girls, girls. But they have become husband and wife. And they are exhibiting what singles must exhibit. They are acting what singles must act. They are becoming a nuisance in the flesh of the singles. And the singles are becoming a burden. What went wrong? What went wrong was simple. Stephen, the man decided to live with a woman for continuation instead of going to pay new advance. Poverty and foolishness can cause you to lose your manhood and becomes a vegetable. These things are just few. I will conclude the next time I come. Question time. Clap for Councillor Luttrell. Abna is not here. So Alina is here. Choosing a woman or to choose a woman. And remember my point. A woman prepares to be chosen. A man prepares to choose. So we are preparing the man to go and choose. In all that I've said, the type of woman that must be married has not come yet. We've not gotten there. Abna will have to come and moderate. If you have any question. If there are no questions, but there are contributions and additions. I'll be ready for it as we go. Well, Abna is not here. Let me start. Alima, why you are shows that you came early. Any question or contribution? So we take it from there.
Please, the number 2. No, number 1 is to be a male biologically. The number 2, I didn't get that one.
You said the number 2, you didn't get it. The number 1, you remember, what's the number 1?
To be male biologically, to be biologically to be a male.
And then number 2?
The number 2, I did not get that. I got the number 3.
Be responsible. Respond to the ability in you.
Okay. Before you discover, to recover.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Any question, Abna? Please continue.
I don't really have a question, but whatever counselor said is the truth, and it's a.
Be a friend.
Be a friend.
Okay,
MP.
Counselor.
Yes, sir.
You have really opened our eyes today, and I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
I don't have coins. I have to dash. I have to give you coin, even give you hearts and this lions and do stuff.
Thank you.
But I can't recharge my account. That is the problem I have now.
Oh, what a problem.
But my main problem is the age.
Yes.
The age you are talking about here. Like if you are a man, you have to be more than maybe 7 years old than the woman before you marry.
Yes.
Maybe or 3 years. 3 years.
Yes.
That's my problem. That's the problem I have now.
What is the problem?
Because we keep on saying that age is just a number.
Okay.
And you can marry a woman who grew maybe 7 years more than you, or maybe 10 years more than you.
Okay.
You can marry that woman and manage. So I want to be clear of that. Second, to be a man, if I may do my analysis and do my calculation, that means that we have certain decisions you have to take.
Yes.
If you take that decision, your woman or maybe your wife or the one you are with don't have say in that decision. So I want to be clear in that these two parts.
Well, let me answer from the bottom. You can only make a decision as a husband, not as a man. So you cannot decide for any woman until you are a husband. So if you are not married, and the thing is that even when you grow and become a wife, and become a husband to a wife, you don't have to sit on round table discussion with your wife to make a decision. You decide and leave it for her to implement. A husband doesn't consult a wife to make a decision. A husband makes a decision and presents it to the wife to implement.
That would be a big problem in the house if
because
you marry
marriage is a problem.
Yeah, it will be a big problem.
I want clarification there.
Yeah, because if it happens, so that means that you always decide. Are you getting me? If it is bad, the woman have to watch inside, maybe look inside and comply. You see, if it's good or bad, you have to take it like that. That's the problem I'm having now.
The bus stops with the captain, the driver. In Ghana, no matter what we do, who do we blame for all our troubles?
That is our president.
Thank you very much. Because he's leading us.
Yeah.
So the decision for the marriage is constantly made by the man and presented to the woman, not in consultation with the woman.
Cancer, this is a big problem.
Because marriage is a problem.
It's a big.
Counselor, the age, please.
So let's deal with the age.
Look at that place. Let's
So point number 2, you are saying that the age, a man that marries after 30 and is capable of feeding himself 3 square meals plus snack to provide a befitting shelter must marry a woman that is older than a minimum of 3 years or a maximum of 7 years. Mind you, when I got to age, I have not gotten anywhere because occupational compatibility I have not discussed. Religious compatibility I have not discussed. Tribal compatibility I have not discussed. We are just at age, and your age must be after 30 years. If a man marries a woman that is older than him, we will not say he's wrong. We wish him well in suffering. The marriage will happen, but living in the marriage will make you live in hell. Because when you marry an older woman, she thinks faster than you. And the brains of women are wired to flow with each other. And a man's brain is arranged in boxes with one big empty one in the middle. So the age is that marry a woman that you are older than, 7 years maximum, 3 years minimum, so you can fully be in charge of making decisions. Otherwise, if you marry a woman that is older than you, you have to consult and follow till you die. I hope I've answered your question.
If I will understand, that means that if a man married a woman who is older than him, that means the woman will control the man. This is what we are trying to say.
But it's not obvious. It doesn't sound clear, but you know that definitely the one that must lead will always be the woman. And mind you, the generational gap between a male and a female is 10 years. So when you meet a young lady who is 7 years and you meet a young boy who is 7 years, the lady is 10 years ahead of the man. So when you're older than a man, you suffer because he will throw tantrums and you have to cover up his tracks like a small boy. And when you marry an older woman, you will definitely become a child and you live in a serious cognitive displacement. Have I answered you?
Yeah, but right. I'm having a little bit confused in the age. So I'm on the age.
Are you 30 years?
Seriously.
Are you 30 years?
We know that. We normally say that age is just a number.
But do you believe age is just a number? Do you believe age is just a number?
You see, this issue, I have met a couple of people. We discussed about it before, and we are saying that age is just a number.
That's what I'm saying. That do you believe that age?
I'm just a little bit lost.
No, don't be lost. Do you believe age is just a number?
No.
Will you give your 10-year-old boy a car to drive?
No.
Why?
I can't do that. That
Why?
means I did not think straightforward because he can't drive it.
Why?
He may got accidents.
Why?
You see, he may lose his life.
Why?
10 years boy can't drive.
Why?
He can't drive.
Why?
It's not good
Why?
him to drive.
Why?
Because he is not mature. He is not mature to drive.
Why is he not mature?
Or maybe he don't know driving. I have to teach him before giving him the car.
Okay. So if you teach a 10-year-old boy, he learns how to drive. Is he qualified to drive?
No, because of the age.
Thank you. So is age just a number?
Yeah, that is the answer for the question now.
Okay, so you have the answer. Congratulations. Clap for Councillor Lutro. Thank
you.
Listen.
Abna,
Yes, dear.
did they invite me?
Oh,
Should have shared.
sorry.
I need this lecture badly. I don't know. Sometimes on the YouTube, you don't have the full video there, Councillor. It's just
No, it's a full video from beginning to the end.
the full video.
No, it's from beginning to the end.
Anyway,
Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed to my YouTube channel?
Hey.
Have you subscribed?
Yeah.
Have you subscribed to my YouTube? So that you should always have my videos. Is there? Yeah. It's full
I've
video.
subscribed long time, but the videos are not
No, they are full.
like the full version of what we do here.
Oh, it's a full video. Whatever is happening here is happening there. If it's 3 hours, it's there. 5 hours is there.
That's why I was saying you should put the link on your profile, because it seems there are a lot of Councillor Lutro's TV and people might be following the wrong one. Yeah. For
It's
them
true.
to get
It's
the
true.
right direction, you have to put the correct one there.
Okay.
So you don't know. Sometimes we normally want the full video, but we can't get it. You will get short video, just a short video.
Okay.
So I think that is not your account,
okay.
as you are saying now.
I'll post
So
my
you
account.
put
So you
the
have
link
to check on
there, and you have the YouTube logo on your TikTok listing. People just click on it and they enter this thing straight.
Okay. So when
Just as I've done mine.
so when we finish, you teach me how to do it. So let me pick your question.
Okay.
Let me pick your question. I thought you were going to ask a question.
Mabna, I'm here.
Your question is your question time.
Oh, okay. Like what I asked in the morning.
No, but we've come, and so you are the reason why we are.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, and I'm privileged. Good evening.
Evening.
Thank you very much. Riano, you didn't come over be a case bebre. To me, even though many opportunity I'm of a beer and country, and I say many my wife my man who said this is how they live their life. But as you were saying them, my drain and your mammy demand ye who you know, who said no correct, they all can and not a ye. Now just say and any pie by ya pede, yasum ye de. And somewhere it is a say no. Okana, it does not sound sweet in the ears of a binoma. Na nitie ayede impose or modibay juma. So, say we are brandy and I say ababawa now see so now pese or warrior. Now said the bear won't kunya problem with implementing some of these things you talked about in your home. Now kofa a chinese argument and when you say like a near man said is call when you say oh shen so you are enslaving them near blah blah no. A better one who said this man or this woman I'm bringing in my life, or follow protocol, or follow the right protocol in marriage. Enkofa and Tawani Chini and Mama name and say you are enslaving them. Say, because I think now Uncle Phoebe Bradrin Paso they can really say, or even promoting, say, don't marry a feminist, don't marry a feminist. This I say, they have a point anyway, but not all any feminist for also say when a man say that they think say when a man is outspoken and know their right and fight for their stand in the marriage, they are not comfortable and blah blah blah. Into no better well before you go into it.
Right.
So the yeah.
So one of the biggest things you should always keep in mind is that you have to make a mistake in marriage to correct your mistakes. That's all. So the first thing is that the process we are going through, we've not even gotten to where you choose. But when you discover yourself to recover, you know you are a male and you're looking for a female, and you learn the protocols and the rudiments, you will make a mistake. But in your mistake, you will learn to stay in your mistake, because marriage will make you have a mistake. And in the marriage, you can correct your mistake or lose the marriage to correct your mistake. Because you cannot know marriage until you are married. And you cannot practice any of the things I'm teaching you until you are married. Listen, if you have a girlfriend, whatever you and the girl are doing is not called marriage. Sleep together, cook together, wear the same dress, leave the house, go and stay in his house. The fact that you stay in a garage, it doesn't make you a car.
This is serious. This is serious.
One guy was calling me. I asked him one question: have you been married before?
He said what?
Oh, but I've been with somebody for a long time. I even took care of her. The parents knew me. I said, my friend, it's not the same.
Until you are married to somebody, you cannot be a husband. Live with a person for 30 years. Once you have not married a person, you are not a husband, and she is not a wife.
So the moment you marry that person,
it's not about it's not about the practice.
So only marriage.
Me, I'm asking about the understanding, the willing to go by these. Also, be and she is even condemning the mother for condoning to those things.
So I'm saying it. I said it in the morning.
The mother a weak one.
Yes. So I said it in the morning that you can observe marriage, but you can't learn marriage until you are married. That is why there's nothing called a wife material, and there's nothing called a husband material. You become a wife material after you are married. You become a husband material after you are married. But you have observed things that husbands does or husbands do and wife do. And there are a lot of the things that you observe that your interpretation can be wrong. My father was the best husband to my mother. A man can be a husband and not a father. A man can be a father and not a husband. There are wives today that because their husbands are taking good care of the children, they assume they are good husbands. But the fact that I'm paying my children's school fees doesn't make me a good husband. It makes me a good father. And there are wives today that because their husbands are good to them, even though they don't pay fees, they look at them like good husbands but bad fathers. So the sweetness of the pudding is in the eating. Eat it, and you see the sweetness.
So if a lady, you meet a lady who has a problem with, say, obehu say, oba actually kuno pono no din so ekwesiri chen so ohro ne nsa o de tawa to ne chen ne sa nyama nyama.
Onwale da mani kan kwasi asem. Onwale da mani kan kwasi asem. Onwale a okabia ne wati. Men fa futu ofi obi onwale da. Obia me see se onwale tie se onwale na oba to opunu na wa fa nsuo na nsi ye a woni hu kwan se okasa enya oyiri na eto opunu. Se onwale oba na mokoto
so oware kra nya de omeyo
wani de so akasa wale a wa wale Awale no anya no up to mra. No wale no ya. So waka.
And you bet me up when you go snow ware saba no.
Me say o wale de no anya na. Me say o wale na wanya. Afi na wa asem kan na o wale no anya. Oni asem ya kan because onye yire yire mu adwuma. Edie bia ye di oba aye wale no ye wale na se edie ni ntumi yi ni di mpie da. Oba bia wodi ni sesi awale na edie na wodi no wale na ntumi di ni se biom da.
They are doing to home.
Enya adwene eda ho no edie ne nkwote se de mo wale ye no.
Let me counselor. Say me I am a pen now be idea. Me enjoy edie na. So me mesa oda me mesa English no.
Oba bia wodi na wani gye ne o wale na obre. Yendu ho ebi amunam yendu ho.
But still now I can't say I problem. I have a problem with the age. Still I have a problem because I know some one or two couples and Bemano when you sing Obana you sing Bemano and now no they are living good life and they are married is okay, they are okay. Omawari no cost be a come and so many years there. And the guy near me madam for.
They can any cry. Outside gentility home cry. Also, but what now will go something. Why?
Doc, and they don't try. Don't try. So we can choose with that. Don't go down.
You know the reason why
I still have it. Outside gentility because there's always an exception. My mother was 4 years older than my father. They lived happily, and one thing I realized is my father is over mature or matured. That's what my mother told me. So my father was matured even more than Ono, even though she was older than him.
Did he say that?
And my mom is also submissive.
No, hold on.
Naturally submissive.
So hold on.
Natural.
Hold on. Did your mother said your father was matured even though he was older than him?
Yes.
She said that.
Yeah, she said my father when she was not or my brother Penny say, so Papa, your father was very matured even when he was very young. Mentally mature.
So your mother reminded your brother that he married your father whilst he was older than your father, or?
Yes.
So after sex,
but
your mother will say thank you to the small boy, yes or no?
Now I never know.
But you said the marriage was good. There was no problem.
The marriage was good because me observing marriage, you know.
So you're observing. You are only observing.
Yes.
But are you aware that it is a disrespect for a small boy to have sex with a grown-up? But that's what your mother was doing. Very wicked.
Oh no! Because my father always tells me, say, me your bad to send me mommy.
So your father wants you to marry a small boy.
Keep telling my brother, say,
so I agree, Oima, your parents want your brothers to marry an older woman. Is that right?
No. And then it's about so now for say like they should be matured. They should be matured.
But if your father was matured but was small, why won't your brothers be matured and be small? Because when a child is 10 years and is acting like a 12-year, it's called infant deformity. And we are applauding deformity. Oima, do you understand? Oima, you are 20 years, but you are acting like 30. Is it normal or abnormal?
It's abnormal.
So you have met a 20-year-old girl who is acting like a 30-year-old girl. You have met a 17-year-old boy.
Sometimes the guy need
Counselor,
there will be exceptional.
Counselor, if I talk on Fana do mass, Mamma, Nana was on Fana Patrol. Why not? Also, much another.
Oima, I will bet my coins I will bet my coins on any woman who is marrying a small boy. I will bet my coins and give them longevity of life and promise them a crash. You can pretend to be there. I don't care. I'm saying that whatever your mother is saying, tell your mother I'm saying she's a liar.
Baby, she's not.
So ask your mother. Oyima, Obi, on your request. Oyima, ask your mother if you should marry somebody you are older than. That's all. Then you are married wrongly.
No, some are worried about me, my worries, sir.
No, so you are married wrongly. You have disobeyed your mother.
No, I'm not.
Your mother wanted you to marry a man like your father. Matured in mind, small in age. I bet my career. Nobody has enjoyed a small boy. Nobody, not even your mother. He's lying.
No. In age, and there's a difference near the brew. If you can the person
is one day. Do you know what we can do in one day?
Oh, Counselor, Obi Wahano, minimum beer. Or saying, ne 20 years, but Bemanu, step it a fraction when you are not going to say 1 gig. As a bofra. And to such a man in Sway.
Now, Bema or saying, ne 20 years and not being 1 gig. So I had it.
For 20
years, we're convinced of what to Pemwa, not really 1 gig mumo. To convince a woman to two pemna on what to maybe you have not really 1 gig. Hey,
you see one thing, seriously, it's a difficult thing to understand this. All this is just a number.
Maybe
very, very difficult.
Oyima,
20 years.
Bema Wale or baby or 10 in 20 years. Now doing a 1 giga. Why are you? I say, well, you see 1 giga doing now. 20 years getting Bekunu.
Bipolar, high degree.
The book just here. Who did the bigger as here? There be Usim Beman is open 20 years. So I'm got 1 giga doing. What mean Oba Santana and 1 gig need any here. And so the 10 gig hour 20 years girl now. Get me and I need to pay.
Sure, because on the penny, some never corner.
But that's all. Oh, shall we get yes? Adama, Obia, Onia, Ojana, you were children a deformity. Obinso on do baby or the at Drinkasian. About Frebia, ye promoting. I won't go through the normal stages. Or graduating as early craft. Or graduating early craft from university. On the need of Babia Okru. Because whatever you are supposed to learn in class 2, if you jump to class 3, at class 6, you look for what you miss in class 3.
Very true.
Maybe I never move for order. Yeah, me say, put in an aeroplane if you Ghana, if you Accra, Eko Kumasi, 35 minutes. Would the motorbike here, because 1 hour, 35 minutes. Would the car park over 4 hours? Nina Abedu. Car the Oshiasia, or Nabet Mebu, now I'm sorry. Moto the Oshiasia, Utmi woman, Timu Piper. Plane the Oshiasia, or ship my own body, Nubonia, Yakobere. Nina Abedu. But they are risking all of them. So enya hwe bisa o ma me say wonya akwala anwale nana obaga yo se men wale akwala ezo wale akwala obre o ma me mia na nimpia menim mfie di fa o mia na nimpa jimi ma papa na mo tan chair 48 years na ifa na woko oni be akọ wale akwala o mo o pa bre woni nsem kwa kutna se kwa kutna se kwa kutna se kwa kutna se
Kansla honorable na asesa ne din aye no ohima adwana
David hey honorable the source is title United Nations where you know you or United Nations member, so she cannot change it. It's a title from the United Nations. She's a peace ambassador for 2025. Tracy, baby, I do need yanko. Who has said me now choosing a woman as a wife?
Oh,
Quiet.
Counselor, I think sir, oh worry, as a woman, my worry chain will be
And correct.
but as all worry are not reality, no. He told kakra.
I said the only man na ko worry.
Anya the only per se, but sometimes in situation na be a bepano.
And I make us say the only no. Na me say the only man na ko worry.
Aye. And no crana won't say saying it no easy. So because obi I wa dear fachano. So and you want the na you say can easily. Oh fachano. But one can say the yawa na won't say yes. Then you easy to forgive. Yes. I think reality no. I think I was all learning on the job. I said, woman, now we see idea.
Tracy, you ever wale una ya marry material na?
Me the marry material kind na me nibi.
Let's see I am marry material.
Oh, they say they are married material.
hey
Tracy, uba dani marry material. Who dani marry material wa ni mana aso ne ya wale o.
Wa worry ni.
Eti na cheze okunu dance no gina no de be fa o.
I just bisa no.
That's all. OPD, no PBD. Oh PBD, OPD, oh PBD, OPD, oh PBD.
Councillor, oh no. But Councillor, me bow. Wait to me, Councillor. Me not person bisa question. You say as a question is bisa, but I want to chip this one in. Me bisa say obi betimi awali obi ama nipa no so ben bi wasesa na.
There you. Yeah, Subayan is and I know woman say Subambia owa na enya be man ebu na nigu so wale won. Ukwa wale mo man is o se san wale no bebu.
Sure.
Mr. I say hono say kakra because my confused.
Subambia wo Subambia wo mu pentokwa opentokwa ope atemdidie ope da sanyama ni nyina be ma ne hu ni nyina e no prin so be wale wo sesa pa wale nbegu wo mpe jare enyumere wo ndware otwa bon omoto mu bon men sesa endware wo dware na wale nbegu
Kankan be a day.
I didn't see, Councillor.
What's the sound you doing?
See, my wallet, some me dimi huni, Nami Kutime, every man, baby.
And the time, young Wale won it there. Not any different, but see how what Wabun and near Guswa Wale say with their own bed that year. Now, I didn't know who's that year. What did you then?
Me say, once a near champion on Lion team. You know, me nkwana meda se me tese oso ba beda me ncha na medwale so it necessary ya wale ne de e se medware na
bia o mete senti bia e bia na
e na wo se sama wo ho ana wo se sama ho ana wo se sama no
ono na me se sama no because me fe na me pedale
but now et what masem na say and what masem na say don't change
obi wet ma se obi
baby
se bia wa ware na
baby on se sa wo na wo se sama no esan se wo pese onu tena yie e ka wo nko anka wo se sa ba wo se sama no
Intenyo ono ne wish so wo best sama no one we decide so wo se sa ama no.
Okay, that is good. Declare.
Let us see. Honorable Epom. Me time aso me go TV.
Okay, no problem.
Councillor,
what's your question? Honorable, any question here?
Oh, Baba, why you miss a question here?
I don't know about this.
Yeah, here.
But question be good. I'm the same, Mr. Councillor.
Joshua, is a question.
Councillor, when you say over for council before marriage, and I say when you.
And when you answer for counsel, not for our layer. And when you answer, wouldn't you for counseling? Go one case you've not discovered yourself. Go for counseling to discover who you are, so you can know who you can choose.
What's your date to councillor? What's your date next month? You could did your love.
Munko, our lady Munko, our lady Gua. Now, while for a while.
But you your first test. Remember results, no right. I see your teeth.
Any other question?
Which I don't mind him. You do post-marital counseling. Why?
Post-marital counseling, renovation is more tedious than building a new house.
Joshua, my name is
the question.
Okay.
Joshua, I'm Mr. Bio.
Councillor.
Joshua,
Next question. Bese me who say, yeah, say, also for obedi, our really, or better say, focus and cosine, and now say it's between the both parties, like our real family, you know.
It's our name son to Ghana. Back your friend Muhammadan marriage, back your friend customary marriage, back your friend is civil marriage. The church doesn't have marriage. So any church that constructs marriage does it under the law of the civil marriage under the Cap 127. Cap 127 says before you give a certificate of marriage to anybody under your church, let them go and pick a license from the district where the church is located. So you register the marriage within the district and bring the registration number to the church, and the church will marry you according to the pastor is right. Go and register and come. We don't register in church. We bring the license to the church to marry.
So that means if in case
so would be sorry them on Kwande or so sign.
I sorry them on get a value book, marriage certificate blue one. If you can register our district now, AMA, LECMA, TEMA, KMA, who can register? No, mama, our license of declaration of banks. Now they are sorry. Now sorry, your license now man they are good registered. So a pastor must let you go and register.
You cannot skip any of these. You cannot skip any of them.
If you skip it, you have made an illegal marriage.
What if you only do it if you're the traditional there?
If you do a traditional marriage, it's accepted. When you don't register, it is accepted. But remember that a traditional marriage is a polygamous marriage. Man with many wives. That is why when you do the traditional marriage and you decide to go and do the civil marriage, immediately you do the civil marriage, the traditional marriage is cancelled, is nullified. And do your engagement Thursday, now wedding Saturday. Before Saturday, no one say about and check our BR on Insebium because the trial registered who said she's a single person, a bachelor and a spinster. So the traditional marriage is not recognized, it's annulled. And the brofone can our law is annulled. And if you are in a good ebusapenyi and what do our day to be over the court there not to and to be and check our mean a kawaba. But bear money should be a friend the ring of bigamy. I won't mean what you encounter.
Counselor.
Yeah.
What if Boko Court and now EMA now on Moma or Nancy's now some fan call church, but the church doesn't give certificates or Moma certificate that must be where and so over to my marriage we are now work registration and so is it accepted?
My auntie question as it, but if you don't
wedding, the church wedding. When you are done, let's say a few months, then you do the registration. You go to the AMA office to do the registration.
So what did you do in the church? What did you do in the church? What you did in the church is called what?
The certificate. You need the
Nobody can give you a certificate in the church without a license from AMA.
Yes. Well, you can go to the patches say Wako AMA Hakoji Lances.
Yes.
They're giving you the number. You send it to the church.
Yes.
But the church cannot give you certificates because they don't do that.
If the church is not licensed and the man of God is not gazetted, then you go back to AMA to go and finish your marriage. Or you look for a nearby church 100 meters away that is licensed and gazetted and go and do the marriage there.
All right. Then the first question, which I said, can you do it after the marriage, maybe a few months?
After what marriage?
After the church marriage.
What did you do in the church? There's no church marriage. I told you we have only 3 marriages: customary marriage, Mohammedan marriage, and civil marriage. The church is just a venue licensed to give you marriage by law. It's just a venue. The church doesn't have a marriage. So there's nothing called church marriage.
Okay, Chancellor, what if traditional wedding and the pastor comes to the house and bless it?
And by choice. It comes to bless it, so it doesn't bless it, so it's a traditional marriage. You can't take a certificate unless you go and register it. If you are there, Mupana fresh of all. So for a one day, need to be fear, I will not sorry them.
As you were saying, say, Councillor, the man make decisions and bring it to the wife. No, at this time, can the man decide, say, this is what I want, and put it before the man? Either I want a traditional or an orthodox, or
he's making a decision as who?
As a to-be husband.
As who?
Husband in there.
As who?
As to be husband.
If your if your
husband, you can hear as to be saying.
As if your sex mate or your steady mate dies, will you be a widower?
No.
So what right do you have to make a decision for a lady you are not married to?
Okay, so you have to discuss this one. For this one, both of you have to be well informed.
It's not your right. You want to marry a lady, and she says that I want a civil marriage. If you can't afford, go and marry your mother.
Okay, simple. Simple. No, it's not about affordability, but it's about the maybe the idea you do not align with the idea behind the other one.
That's okay. That's a choice.
Yeah.
Some people that when you to us because they bring like.
Na me adom.
Question dey ka say be
Na me adom ochina. Odom ya ebi anyumre mesa ba beboa mo na sisi ade me na so. Mesa hu me bio in the next 30 minutes. My late me call UTV.
Okay.
Me red lights. You dey see her. Me da mo nyina se. Mo man fa mo number no mon kai say. Mon kai say yeah me twa live. Mon kai say mo no we go so train. Good night. Remember that choosing a life partner, you need to do a lot so you can choose. Good night. See you again in the next 20 minutes. Bye bye for now.
Bye bye.
You are the other end.